See, sometimes we got to go to nature to get the best advice, the best example on how to deal with a storm. And so when you have a storm in life, there's a couple of ways you can deal with it. You can either deal with it like a cow, or you can deal with it like a buffalo. Now, what does cows and buffaloes have to do with dealing with storms? Well, check this out. In the state of Colorado, it's got one of the fewest topographical landscapes that have both buffalo and cows. And what's interesting is how both of these animals deal with the storm. See, when cows see the storm coming, because in Colorado they're known for the Great Rocky Mountains, right? And then as you go off towards the east, they go from the foothills down to the Great Kansas Plains. And what happens is when the storms normally come in from the west and they kind of crest over the hill, and what happens is the cow's sitting there and he's looking at the storm, and he looks at the storm and he goes, Joe, storm's coming. What do you think we ought to do, man? I don't know. What do you think? What do you think we ought to do? He says, you know what? I know what we're going to do. And Joe turns around and he runs. He runs from the storm, right? Now think about this. Do cows run very fast? Yes. No, they don't. And so what happens is they're running from the storm catches up to them, and Joe's like, go man, he's catching up, what are we going to do? Run quicker, man. And they can't run any faster. So what they end up doing is they run with the storm. And thereby increasing its intensity, the pain, everything, because they don't know any better. Isn't that stupid? Yet, how many of us as human beings, myself really guilty, where we put off stuff that we don't want to do, right? We put off challenges in our life. When the crap hits the fan, instead of dealing with it, we try to put our... Remember the old commercial where the ostrich, they put their head in the sand, right? The cartoon? And that's how most people deal with the storms in life. And it maximizes the pain that they go through. But you know what's cool? Is how these people, this guy, the buffalo, deal with a storm. And so, a buffalo, let's call this buffalo Kirk West, right? And then we got another buffalo buddy that he's hanging out with called Jesse Garcia. And Kirk sees the storm, coming over the hill, and Kirk looks at it and he goes, man, that's a storm, dude. Looks at Jesse, he goes, dude, that is like, look at the freaking lightning bolts on that, man. That is, dude, that's, dude, are you ready? You ready? Jesse goes, yeah, man, let's go. Charge! And they charge directly into the storm. It's the same storm. The only difference is how they react to the storm. And by running directly into the storm, they minimize its impact. Why? Because on the other side, it's nice sunny sky.